What's up guys, Cerv here, and I'm here to read you another scary story. Now, before I jump into it, I wanted to thank each and every one of you again. I put out a message on Twitter saying that I reached my 50 subscriber mark, and thank you very much for your support and your love. But the thing is, it was kind of impersonal, and I do apologize about that. I'm more of a personal type of person. I don't really just putting anything out there nice and cold. It doesn't suit me very well. So I wanted to say personally and from the heart, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate the love and support that each and every one of you has actually given me. Now, I do apologize because I don't have 50 subscribers anymore. I'm actually at 52 or 53 right now. So thank you plus 2. So thank you all. I appreciate it very, very much. Now, as always, if you don't want to listen to a scary story, you can click on my next video or more previous video depending on when I put this up. But if you're interested in a little creepy story, let's get to it. The Pursuer. The last pale strips of light were fading quickly behind the city's expanse that evening. The street, still damp from recent rain, glimmered thinly. The street lamps had not flickered into life, and the road was hanging suspended in the breathless, squinting moments between light and dark. I was on my way home from what had been a difficult day, leaving me exhausted and grim. I took long steps, my hands balled into fists, shoved deep into my pockets. It was chilly, not a biting cold, but a murmuring one. A cold that sent its pallid hands lightly creeping along your skin. Whispers of touch that raised goose pimples, hair, and suspicion. I felt my heart rate quicken, my breathing become labored. I paused. Eyes fluttered shut, and I heard the muted crunch of a single footstep behind me. Then nothing. There was someone following me. I set off at a dead run, all springs and gears turning, and now there was no mistaking it. I most certainly had a pursuer. I didn't look back. I only ran. My feet slapped pavement hard, jarring. We ran together, my pursuer and I, a manic, high-stakes dance, through side streets, back alleys, and over garbage cans. Finally, we reached my street. I jumped one-handed over a fence, through a backyard, and ran to my front stoop. I reached my front door. I had a mad scramble for my keys. I knew if I could only make it to the basement before I was caught, I would be home free. I ran to my basement door, shoved it open, then tore down the stairs, jumping down the last 2 steps before hiding in the darkness. I can hear the footsteps approaching. The door creep open. My pursuer slowed as he crept down the steps of my basement, each footfall descending him further into the murky gloom. A weak ray of light shining down the basement stairs allowed me to see my pursuer's hand brushing and feeling his way along the cold basement wall, searching for a light switch. My heart was in my throat. I heard his every breath, ragged, heavy, and wet. As his hand met with the light switch, he quickly flicked it on. I watched as the man, in the blue uniform, stood frozen in terror, as his gaze swept over the room, from the blood-stained walls to the gory freezer in the corner, to what was left of my previous dinner on the surgical table. He didn't hear me creep up behind him, but I'm sure he felt my presence as I injected a full syringe into his neck. "Well, officer," I whispered into the policeman's ear as his body went limp. "Looks like you solved this case." A maniacal grin crept its way across my lips. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Take care.